Good morning, my people. Thanks for joining us once again. Today is February the 13th of 2021.
2021.
Are you hearing echo?
I can hear you. What to find out from
Are you hearing echo?
small echo, but it's
Huh?
small echo. Okay.
Background when talking. Oh, you
Yeah, but
know,
it's okay. No, it's fine.
it's fine. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So thank you. We didn't want to mess this up. We worked so hard in the background to make sure that we everything goes without a glitch this morning. So thank you so much for joining us. And I want to give a shout out to my wonderful sister Augusta. We will be seeing her back soon. She's busy getting some stuff done. And today is my first daughter's birthday. Actually, I have a 24-year-old now. So my daughter is 20.
Oh,
Yeah, wonderful daughter. Now, of course, I want to also, I know I haven't done this before, I want to thank my wonderful husband. He is my production manager. Okay. He puts me out of the bed in the morning. He gets me going. He makes me my tea. He's like, go deliver your people or our people.
yes.
So I want to thank him so much. So my name is Honachim Saga, and I'm here in Houston, Texas. Yes, he's our biggest cheerleader. And as you can see, like I said earlier, our sister Augusta is busy. She will be back soon. And then we also have my sister April to introduce herself. Sister, please carry along.
Thank you so much, Sister Mona. Thank you, my people. Good morning. This is Dr. Ekwe Simon Okube, Lexington, Kentucky. We are happy that you're here with us. And a shout out to Sister Augusta. So we have a question for you this morning. He said, what type of mindset will make you, you stay in your suffering one more day
Hmm.
when a way of escape is right before you? This is key of escape. So we want you to chew on these words as we take you through this ride. Thank you very much.
Thank you. I hope we allowed enough audience. I had to have a new system today. So if someone can help us, give us a thumbs up about voice and light and everything else. If everything is okay, that would be awesome. So thank you for joining us. As usual, we send out our promo on Wednesday. And today our topic is setting the record straight. A lot of narrative have been flying out there about what is true and what is not true. So it's time as we are waking up as people that find ourselves all over the world and being trapped in the failed state called Nigeria. We are now rising up to our challenge, I feel like, because people are participating in things like this. We are asking the right questions. Nina's is up and going. The indigenous people are like, okay, no, this is not good enough. So that's where the idea of setting the record straight in terms of what people are doing out there, pretending to represent us, and we know who they represent. So as our promo goes, it says, my people, the indigenous people, you have circled around this mountain of Nigeria long enough. We have been spinning this wheel called Nigeria, but we are going nowhere. So as people, we have given so much energy and we have made so much effort, yet no progress. It's time to reboot, reset, and reformat the system. In data transmission system, a reset button clears errors in order to restore the system to a normal default setting. In other words, a new value will not be enforced except we reboot the system. The same goes in medicine. The defibrillator is a process that brings a failing heart back to normalcy. So if something is dying, they whip it back into shape. So Nigeria is a failed state. It's time for us to move on. It's time for us to stop the bleeding because that's not what the problem is. It's time for us to, that is one of the problems. It's time for us to stop wasting time and whipping over spilled milk because no matter how much you whip, the milk will never return. It's time for us to stop lamenting over what we have meant to be. We must take courage, brace ourselves because there is work to be done. Being a citizen comes with a whole lot of responsibilities. and so is adulthood. However, what you do not get to do is to continue to reward your predators and oppressors. You cannot. You cannot continue to allow failed leaders, and we know who they are. They are everywhere in Africa. Failed leaders to speak for us, because they will keep lying and deceiving the world about the true situation, which when you look at the underlying issue, they are part of the problem. They are huge, but they are the problem. Let me say it that way, because they are benefiting from this state of disorderliness, of failure. And remember, like I said earlier, they are the one that masterminded these issues. So we must stop celebrating those who kept us in darkness and backwardness. How can we appease terrorists and their sponsors while citizens are dispossessed of their lands and resources, leaving them in detention camp called IDP? Doesn't even make sense. While the international communities, they are now looking, or they now know that the terrorists have taken over our land. They know now that terrorists have taken over the Nigerian government. They understand the implication of leaving Nigeria in a failed state, because there is instability everywhere and it will spill over. So as citizens of the failed state called Nigeria, remember you are a global citizen. So the world expects you to be responsible and requires your cooperation in order to restore stability to that region. So lying, deception will not present you as irresponsible, as it can only present you as irresponsible and dishonest being, because they already know the truth. So join us today as we go in deeper, as we get a deeper dive into the things that have gone wrong and try to set the record straight. We are going to look at our civic responsibilities and tasks in ensuring the extermination of terrorism in our region. We are also going to strike a balance between protection and allegiance through Nina's proposal, which is a time-bound transitioning process. It's a no-brainer. We don't want anarchy. Ethnic nationalities referendum, because we are no longer staying in that failed state. Establishment of new federating terms. Establishment of new federating terms. Should I call it in human times? Because the way we are right now, we are in the animal kingdom. And most of us suspending all election under the 1999 Constitution until the grievances are resolved as proposed by NINAS and LNC. So my people, it's not that hard at all. So we're going to start today by playing a video, because when we talk about terrorism, some people think it's, it's in Syria, it's in there. These people are all over. And you can see what is going on in that country called Nigeria. As of yesterday, another adoption happened of 30 secondary school students, and you know who they will take first. Of course, is the girls. And that's why we mothers are no longer going to watch while our girls will be raped by these terrorists, even impregnated by these terrorists. And now we have to come home with children that we don't even know who the father is. So the time we are in a dire situation, we have no time at all. We must, like us, so we must take off running, because the place is on fire. Fuel now is 212 naira for a place that just went through COVID, for a place where people don't have a job, for a place where people are still dying of starvation, for a place where there is no governance, but they know how to raise the fuel prices. Oh, so sad. All right, let me stop lamenting, because we are here to offer solution. So let me pull up the video for today. So sad. Yes, okay.
Every time we talk about the war on terror, most of us limit ourselves to certain geographies and countries like Iraq, Syria, Pakistan, and Afghanistan. We don't talk about, let's say, Nigeria, where 317 schoolgirls were kidnapped by terrorists last week. We don't talk about Mali, where 10 soldiers were killed in a terror attack just last month. We completely ignore Niger, where 56 civilians lost their lives in a terror raid in the month of January. And we rarely see any international headlines on Burkina Faso, Algeria, Mauritania, Guinea, Chad, Ghana, or Cameroon. These are all countries witnessing a devastating surge in terror attacks. Many of them have become the riskiest places on this planet. And we're making a big mistake by assuming that what these countries suffer has no bearing on the future security and stability of the rest of the world. Hello and welcome to Gravitas Plus. I'm Palki Sharma Upadhyay, and we need to talk about West Africa. This region on the African continent, it is witnessing an unprecedented surge in terrorist activities. It has been called the new battleground for jihadists. The situation in West Africa is extremely volatile.
All right, just give me a minute. I'm not sure why this video refuses to expand. I'm trying to get that done because it's sort of tiny.
Every time we talk about the war on terror,
So I want to get any figure on this.
Every time we talk about the war on terror, most of us limit ourselves to certain geographies and countries, like Iraq. 921,000 people had been forced to flee in Burkina Faso. 593 people had been killed. In Mali, 240,000 people were internally displaced and 592 had been killed. And in Nigeria, 489,000 people had been forced to relocate, while 1,245 had been killed. The blame for these deaths and displacements lies with jihadist terror groups. Most of them have made a marriage of convenience with global terrorist organizations. Some are associated with the Islamic State, others with the Al-Qaeda, and all of them are pushing West Africa into deeper turmoil. But how did they emerge in Africa, and why are they thriving? To understand that, we'll begin with Algeria. The year 1992, the Algerian military staged a coup to prevent the Islamic Salvation Front from winning the country's first democratic election. The Islamic Salvation Front was an Islamist political party. The coup pushed Algeria into a civil war, a brutal conflict that lasted till 2002. More than 200,000 Algerians died during this period and 15,000 others disappeared. Among those who disappeared were Islamist fighters who fled the country. They found refuge in the deserted areas of northern Mali. These were sparsely populated areas. The fighters rebuilt their resources, they allied with local rebel groups, and they began engaging in criminal activities. In 2007, these fighters reorganized themselves into a faction and swore allegiance to the Al-Qaeda. They called themselves Al-Qaeda in the Islamic Maghreb, AQIM, meaning Al-Qaeda in the Islamic West. This group had one aim: overthrow the Algerian government and set up an Islamic State. And to achieve this aim, the AQIM began collaborating and funding a smaller militant group in neighboring Nigeria, a group which now beats the Islamic State in being the most lethal terror outfit perhaps in the world, the Boko Haram. It literally means Western education is a sin. This group emerged in the year 2002 but gained prominence in 2009 after it turned violent. The AQIM provided the Boko Haram with weapons. The Boko Haram had a different motive. It wanted Nigerians to reject Western education, science, and modern literature. To enforce its will, it started razing villages and slaughtering people, kidnapping children. It then used these abducted children to carry out suicide attacks. In 2013, this group kidnapped 276 schoolgirls. In 2020, it kidnapped close to 300 schoolboys. And last week, it kidnapped nearly 317 schoolgirls again. It's an endless cycle of kidnappings and an endless cycle of violence. Since May 2011, the Boko Haram has killed 37,500 people and displaced 2.6 million people. It has turned 244,000 Nigerians into refugees. And in the same period, the Boko Haram has also inspired several fundamentalists to form their own terror outfits. I could name a few: the Ansarul Islam, Ansaru, the Islamic Movement of Nigeria, the Libyan Islamic Fighting Group, and Nusrat al-Islam. In the last 6 years, these groups have increasingly synchronized their operations and carried out multiple terror attacks across Africa. You may not have heard of them, but you must have come across these headlines, the ones that they made. The 2015 Chad suicide bombings carried out by 2 women and 2 children. The 2016 Ouagadougou attacks, where 2 former Swiss MPs were killed. The 2016 Grand Bassam shootings, where 19 people, mostly expats, were killed. And the 2018 Ouagadougou attacks, where the French embassy was attacked. And this is besides the many more raids and crimes that these terror groups commit on a daily basis. So what's driving them? Is it just ideology and religious belief? Well, yes and no. The problem is religious as much as it's financial. You see, poverty, corruption, and underemployment are also to blame here. This is where the Boko Haram operates.
All right, so we have this video on our Facebook page. You can watch it in its entirety over there. This is just to highlight some of the things that we're telling you today that the world already know. While our faith leaders are parading as the solution partners, as the one that will solve the solution, solve the problem, whereas they are the one that created the problems in the first place. And this is why this is so important to us, for us to begin to understand that we must speak for ourselves. Like we literally have to push the cameraman and the media people away and whoever that is doing the interview and say, hey, enough of this, that we no longer want these people that are responsible for our failure to speak for us because they have hands. Aka hand on here. All right, I'm going to play the next video.
Nigeria, Africa's largest nation, a country rich in resources.
I'm sorry about that. It won't let me expand it. I don't know what's going on.
Nigeria, Africa's largest nation, a country rich in resources, but battling two genocidal insurgencies. U.S. national security is threatened. The International Committee on Nigeria, or ICON, brought together top African experts to bring a warning to Washington. Foremost among them was former President Olusegun Obasanjo, speaking at the National Press Club October 14. How did Nigeria get here? Islamic State is defeated in Syria, but still alive and deadly in Nigeria. Thousands are killed by Islamic State's partner, Boko Haram. Jihadist terrorists burn thousands of churches in Nigeria's northern states. Whole villages are wiped out. Millions are homeless. Christians are being massacred. What is the root cause? Is it a fight over water and land? A religious conflict? An ethnic conflict? Americans rise in protest as media ignore the story. Genocide survivors visit United States, but many churches remain distant.
When you hear about Nigeria, you begin to hear about many existential threats. We are elevating this story and conversation about Nigeria. The implication of Nigeria going down affects everybody, including the United States. Nigeria imploding, God forbid, the whole Africa will go down.
The point that Stephen made while he came to the podium, that whatever happens in Nigeria will affect the rest of Africa.
Yeah, yes, so because he created the Boko Haram, right? He gave them the Sharia state.
That's right, in a way. But if we do not put our own house in order, most parts of the world will go on regardless. And what would be a great pity is for Nigeria to be a forgotten country. Mali, what has happened in Mali is that the Tuaregs and the Fulanis have come together. And that will go along the whole of West Africa.
Good for you. Good for you. Well done.
Because the only tribe that you will have in almost any state in West Africa is the Fulani tribe. In any state. So, if ISIS and ISWAP now get together with the Fulani, what they need to do is take over a country like Libya, which is a failed state. Libya has resources that probably not many African countries have. And if ISIS or whatever you have takes over that, as I was saying to President Uhuru Kenyatta, all countries north of River Congo will be in trouble.
I believe that genocide is taking place in Nigeria. Boko Haram has killed over 27,000 civilians, and some say many more than ISIS killed in Iraq and Syria combined. Greg Stanton of Genocide Watch has said the following, quote, Boko Haram is committing genocide against Christians and crimes against humanity, against children, especially girls and kidnapped to become sex slaves. Mr. Stanton went on to say, quote, Fulani militants in central Nigeria are also committing crimes against humanity and genocidal massacres against Christians.
Congressman Wolf, thank you very much for what you are doing.
After you created the mess, you're thanking him for
our part of the world, generally, but for Nigeria in particular. And I cannot agree with you more on the point you have made that this country needs to have a special envoy to look at things and hold things together. And you mentioned a number of them: security, population, education, development, particularly in the northeast zone of Nigeria.
I think you need a special envoy for Nigeria and the Lake Chad region because to coordinate the different embassies in Nigeria, in Cameroon, in the surrounding countries. And I think can bring together the forces of the United States working with other international aspects, England, France, and others, to really bring about a solution and stop the killing.
Awesome. So this is our last video for today. Sister, do you want me to show the pictures now at the later time? Sister, are you there?
Yeah, I'm here. At a later time, let's do the presentation, and then so that when we're showing them the pictures, they understand. What do you think?
No, that's fine. That's fine. Just that it was so convenient. It was sitting right there.
Okay, then let's do it. Let's do it.
Fine. We can go ahead with our
Since it's sitting on the place, so that we don't go into.
No, it's okay. I got this.
Okay.
So this, yeah. So anyway, so we're going to move on with our presentation. And as you guys can see in that video, we highlight the so-called former president Obasanjo, whatever his name is, the one that just celebrated the birthday when our people are dying, the one that some people are referring as kingmaker because they're looking to be the president. They're looking to run for presidency in 2023. So he's their kingmaker. And we just want to highlight how these people, they have systematically destroyed our lives. They have systematically did everything, impose policies that make sure that we go nowhere. They have done everything, and yet when it comes to speaking for us, when it comes to asking for solutions as to what's going on, they will turn around and call the same man that created the problems. Do you see why we'll be running in circles? If we don't follow up with Nina's protocol and extricate ourselves from this hellhole. If not, these people will continue to play with our lives because today, really, we are not human beings. We are monkeys and, I don't know, chimps or whatever else they think that. I don't even think they give us that kind of, they assign us that kind of worth, animals, because they love their animals. So I don't know what else they look at us as. So let me pull up this presentation. So we're going to give you guys a little information here about Obasanjo, so that we can begin to understand how these leaders over the period of years have been part of the problems that we have. So it's so sad.
It's so sad, my sister. You see, like what you are saying, they are busy celebrating birthdays, Are you ready?
Mhm.
All right.
You go ahead. They're busy celebrating birthdays.
Yeah, while our people are dying, and foreigners are the ones coming to tell you what is happening in your land, and you're playing games.
Hmm.
Rather than get on the board and get this thing sorted out. No, you turn there, turn left, turn right. Let's finish the presentation, my dear.
Yeah, I hope I can finish this presentation. As you know, we are starting with the topic today, who's Obasanjo. We just want to systematically show you how this man has been part of the failure in Nigeria. He has been part of the reason why we have not moved forward. He has been part of the reason why we will never move forward. As long as they are there turning around and speaking for you and going back and forth, we will never move forward. And thank God for Ninas who understood this. Because if you're waiting for Obasanjo to come and destroy and tell you, oh yeah, if you leave Fulani, they will take over Nigeria and turn it to Libya and go right to Afghanistan, you will be waiting till you die. You can see he's living his best life. I don't know how old he turned. He became this past.
84, my dear, 84.
Okay, with all the money he's stolen, he still look like he's already dead, a dead man walking. So Obasanjo, Mati Okikiola, Aremu Obasanjo or Obasanjo. Of course, we know that he's a military leader who served the Nigerian head of state from 1976 to 1979, and later he became the president from 1999 to 2007. In 1999, he became the PDP candidate for the presidential election. And then in 2003, he was, I call it, re-empowered through the so-called election versus selection. So despite his record for human abuses, massive corruption, the global community praised him for overseeing Nigerian transition to representing democracy. Because their light was I don't know if you guys remember not too long ago that guy, that CNN guy that came and said that Nigerians are the happiest people on earth. While they are stealing our resources. So if we can recall what Gaddafi, our brother, told us when he was alive, he said that once any African leader begin to receive praises from the world, he's literally telling us that he's not working for their people. Rather, he's serving the purpose of the internal and external colonizers, and he gets rewarded with power and wealth. On Obasanjo has already shown us that this is how they roll. So here's
Yes,
failing. Go ahead.
like what you said, just want to remind our people, Obasanjo was PDP, became a president on the platform of PDP, did all the nonsense he did, and then brought Yaradua because he became the kingmaker in Nigeria. If he tells you to go, you go. If he tells you to die, you die. Whoever he kills alive is alive. Whoever he kills dies. So he's the one that will say who will come and who will go. So he brought Yaradua and good luck. Because he's the kingmaker. He's the owner of Nigeria. Nigeria is their personal company. The company of Britain's company and Fulani's company. And Obasanjo was their manager. For 11 years, he was running in and out of presidency. And when he finished, he brought, not that he finished, they wanted to go the third term. It's just that there was too much resistance. He brought Yaradua and good luck. And a good luck came and started solving problems, putting things in place, changing the foundation of Nigeria that will make us move forward. Of course, that meant that he would step on the toes of our kingmaker, Obasanjo. He stepped on his toes. Remember the pension scheme? So many other things that good luck tried to change that will make the people experience development. It will hurt them because these presidents, what they do, these colonial masters, what they do is that they will never do any program. They have two reasons of doing anything you see them do. Whatever they change.
Darkness.
Yes. Whatever project you see them execute is either they are gaining from it personally or they're going to hurt their enemy. They have a foreseen enemy that they want to hurt. That's when they don't care about what will benefit the people. So if it happens that that thing benefits the people, is a byproduct. And then the people will think it's working for them. So when good luck now did things that hurt Obasanjo and his evil schemes, he turned against Goodluck immediately. He did not care whether Nigeria was collapsing. He did not care whether the people are dying. No, it's Baba. Whatever Baba says is what goes. So he turned around and then tore his PDP ticket and moved over to bring Buhari and turned against Goodluck immediately. This is your so-called godson. He brought Buhari to Nigerians. I don't know if Nigerians remember this thing.
They're too hungry to remember. That's why we're telling them today. So please carry on.
So what they are going through today under Buhari, go and meet Obasanjo and ask him how far. Obasanjo. Igbos, you know, God has been giving us codes in these names. If we will think critically, we understand. Obasanjo, Obasaya, no, Obasanjo ebenine, Obasayo jo ebenine.
Yes.
You see the other one that say Oshimole. So you have an idea, Oshimole. Look in their names, you will get the code. Go on, Sister Mona, please.
My dear, it's so sad. It is so sad. So we continue to look at the failures of Obasanjo. So during his term, there was constant friction between the legislature and the executive at the detriment of the country. He did not care. All he wanted to know, if he doesn't end by what he said, was actually a one-man show. If he doesn't end by what he said, nothing gets done. Yep. So it's like some of these people that are running some rogue franchise. It's all on me or nothing.
Yes. And they learned it from Nigeria. Yeah. And they want us to continue in Nigeria. You come from the zoo, you enter museum. Go ahead, please,
my sister. So there was serious violation of various provisions of the Constitution, and the systematic institutionalization of Ghana must go as instrument of political settlement. So if you do go ahead.
Yeah, because this morning our people, because we realize that Nigerians have amnesia. They do not remember at all. Whenever something happens, my dear, they dance it away and joke and then move on. They hardly remember. They hardly link things up. And this morning, we want to help you to coordinate things together. This Obasanjo that you people are celebrating, and we are using him as example. There are many of them like that. The people that created the mess we are in today, then you are looking up to them for solution. Meanwhile, they created this mess. And when they were in charge, the mess was the same. It's just that my people say that so when you allow evil to fester, it will become the custom. So these people, they call them generals, they stole Nigeria, they stole the mandate of the people.
They did.
And they have been doing it like they're playing ball. Obasanjo will kick to Babangida will kick to Abacha will kick to Buhari will go back to Obasanjo. Then it's when, like Hajim Majideji, they hold the yam and they hold the knife, not the Nigerian people. So we're trying to tell you this morning, Nigerian people, you lost your sovereignty a long time ago. It's not today it started.
They never had
something. I never had it. And it's something they planned. They planned it among the gang of thieves. We call them gang of thieves. And they set up the political system that you have today. Set up the constitution that you have today. All these things they planned. Of course, we know that the hidden finger under is Fulani and Britain, because these are internal and external colonizers. Britain is external colonizer. Fulani is internal colonizer. But Fulani is how people that you call willing tools. They use these willing tools to change things in the country that do not make sense. There are some things some policies you will hear, you say, where is this going to? What does this have to do with anything? My dear, that policy is what will keep you in poverty, make you to be that you're too poor, you are too afraid to speak. They have three things: fear, poverty, and military, to hold the Nigerians down while they steal all your resources. They are all part of the same armed robber gang.
Yes, partners. Yes.
At
the detriment of our people. So during his terms, instead of setting goals and targets that can positively move the country forward, he played politics of divide and rule, ethnic sentiment, religious passions, exclusionist agenda, and ran a one-man show. In 2023, under his watch, the price of petroleum products increased 11 times. 11 times, people in a country where people live under less than $1, right? Yeah, live, less than $1, about 75 cents a day.
Yep.
He increased the fuel products 11 times as a result of his so-called failed privatization program that he implemented, and hundreds and thousands of people fell deeper into poverty as usual. So you can see this is a systematic effort on their own, that they are doing this thing. This is where they spend their economic money. How we can do this and do this, because the more they take you down, the more you cannot reason. Who in their right mind will be thinking about policy and politics when you have not eaten breakfast? Who in their right mind will be thinking about future when you haven't survived right now? So you can see all these things are efforts, or like my sister said, or efforts of both the internal and external colonizers to continue to keep us down. And then they will write us a headline news: Nigerians are the happiest people on earth. Where in their country there is water, when in their country there is free healthcare, when in their country there's infrastructures everywhere that people should benefit from, when in their country they live the best life, they go to vacation, they enjoy their lives, and while we are eating concrete, yes, while we're eating concrete, they will go and tell us, they will put it in British newspaper for us, Nigerians are the happiest people. How down can I go? All these things was systematic, people. Madam giving you visa to come and live in their country, all of them is part of their system to bring us down and kick us out of our country so they can continue their impunities. So go ahead.
There's something, because this writer made mention of how Obasanjo, there's something said about tribes, like divide and rule, and how, can you read it again, please? Can you find it? Something about being tribalistic or something.
Yes, he said instead of setting goals and targets that can positively move the country forward, he played the politics of divide and rule, ethnic sentiment, religious passion, exclusionist agenda, and ran a one-man show.
You see, this writer wrapped it all, because this is the issue we have when people say they are professors, they are doctors, they are engineers, they are all these big titles. Because what this big title does is that when you hear a big title, you think this person should know. And that was what happened to our people. When we hear professors talking, say, yes, he's a professor, he knows. He's a doctor, he knows. Engineer, he knows. You're a doctor, a gynecologist. It doesn't mean that you know how to analyze politics if you have not studied what is going on. It only means that you can help women that are giving birth and women that are all their general issues. That's what it means. You're a neurologist. It means that you can deal with brain. That's your area.
That's it. Do
not come and start challenging Brother Tony, that is specialized in law, jurisprudence. That is his area. You're a professor. You're professing whatever you're professing. It does not make you a master of all.
Yes.
You're professing only in the segment of whatever you studied.
That's it. That's it. Don't get it twisted. That's it.
Do not get it twisted.
You otherwise. Yes.
Because these days we're going to start holding people accountable. If you call yourself a professor, we want your brain to be working like that of a professor. That means your mind is working. Now, we had the one that called himself Professor Morgalo, Kingsley Morgalo, because when we are calling these politicians, so that people understand why we are calling them. We are not calling them just because of anything. We are calling them because that was holding our people down for their selfish gain. Look at this, how this writer that knows wrapped up what Obasanjo did. But Professor Kingsley Morgalo said that Obasanjo is the best president.
Criminals everywhere.
That is a non-tribalistic president. Did he read this article? No. Was he there to understand? No. But because maybe he gave him some cuts when he was deputy of CBN governor, deputy governor of CBN or whatever. Maybe he's one that gave him that position. Maybe he's one that positioned him. So he will come and tell us that he's a wonderful president. And of course, he wants to go in for president of Nigeria 2023. That's what he's eyeing. So they'll tell me you have to appease the kingmaker. You have to go through Baba. So even if Baba is shitting on the altar, Kingsley Morgan will come and tell us he's the best president. He is non-tribalistic. Our people, Morona Anya, wake up, people. Wake up. Nobody loves you. Nobody cares.
Nobody. All of them are part of this criminal enterprise to hold us down. And if you continue to believe them, whether they speak your language or not, they will continue to kill you. I remember when they started doing this killing in northern area and all this, we thought like, that's their problem. It doesn't concern me. And we have heard it saying that injustice anywhere is a threat to justice everywhere. It's just a matter of time, people, it will be your turn. So whether you call yourself Mohaha or whatever his name is, whatever you call yourself, whatever you think you're calling yourself, because you got a hook up to Baba, the Baba that destroyed Nigeria, and now you want to come and sell you and him to us, we are saying no.
No.
There is a sovereignty dispute. Until that is addressed, then we get to choose from scratch who is going to be our leader. What part of that don't you guys understand? We are tired of the pacifier. Lips is gone. We can't do the anymore. We are not sucking your lies. We are not sucking your deceit. We are not sucking all this money making enterprise that you guys are running and then giving us a bag of rice on Christmas Day to eat with engine oil. It's not good enough anymore. It's not good enough. So
you know that we're fighting to keep us one. Mogalo and Obasanjo and all of them, all the political class, the people that my brother would say they never do well, political class. Never do well. They do not ever do anything well. Look at the one at Imo State. Him and his brother, they're busy fighting and say metum while the people are dying. So they're fighting to keep us one for ease of colonial administration. Not for the prosperity of the people. They do not care whether the people are dying, whether they have eaten, whether the roads are good, whether anything is happening is not their business. So far, they keep you together. One Nigeria. When they tie you together, it's easy to enslave you. My people, that's what it is. That's what it is.
It's a no-brainer. So his failures continues. In his economic program that he created without proper consultation, because he runs a one-man show.
Yes, now
a recent person that we know of
is the Alpha Omega.
Alpha and Omega. He decides who lives and who dies.
Yes.
So as he's making this program that resulted in 70% of Nigerians surviving on less than $1 a day. Less than. I wrote it twice. Wow. It was bad. On less than $1 a day. So that was during Obasanjo's presidency. So the healthcare centers, are we talking about, they were in deplorable conditions. I don't even think they exist because they have to be in existence to have it in deplorable conditions.
Exactly.
Education and agricultural sector were in a sorry state. The country, they were at that point was importing foods items from all over the world. Housing was only available for the affluent. Unbuilt road became a death trap for daily confirmed accidents and untimely deaths. The solid mineral development, no, what belongs to Jigawa belongs to Jigawa. Power supply unavailable, even when they have spent over $1 billion, not Naira, people, $1 billion. They shared it among themselves. They gave some to their friends. I remember the company here called Halliburton. They got in trouble with Congress for accepting bribe from Nigeria to set up this so-called electricity. So these things, as long as we stay, think about this thing, my people. As long as we stay in a place where we are not part of the decision making, the Westerners will always benefit from people like Obasanjo, people like Buhari. They will benefit from them being in charge.
Yes.
What because it will give them the clearance in their heart that they, oh, I'm not invading a country. I went to their president, he gave me a contract, and I took the money, so I'm not a bad person. Want them to validate what they're doing to us.
Yes.
So they set these people up there so that they can be manipulating them. Look at Buhari and ruling. Buhari can't even run his household. Much
But
more.
he can't even lead a dead dog. A dog that is dead. He can't lead one. He dead one.
This is a man. His country is on fire. He's on Krieger.
Yes.
Are you guys kidding me? Buhari, none of them, when you hear them speak, whether they speak fluently or they speak British language or whatever, man can't because he flies all over the place. All of them is all about their pocket to people.
That's
and when they see now, they're trying to attach themselves to good things. Whenever they see good things going on, they'll try to fly over there and attach themselves to it. And we're saying we don't want any more pets. We are not your dogs anymore. We don't want to be your shop. We quit. We don't want to be your dogs anymore.
No.
It's enough. So are you talking about inadequate water supply? That people are still suffering. I actually had a heated argument with some colleague of mine talking about how Africans are not doing this and they're doing this and they are not following the international global health guidelines. May God fire your mouth and guidelines. So when my people are dying of hunger, you created your so-called COVID so you can make vaccine and make your good old boy network rich. You never provided for them to have water because every day they leave their homes to fetch water. They leave their homes to get food. All of a sudden, you want to lock them up in a house because you want to make us think that we're all going to. Of course, if I sit in the house, if I die, if I leave the house, I die. So damn it, I'll go leave the house, at least eat.
Yeah.
So they are not understanding, what we go through as a people. They go to Harvard, they go to Yale, they sit in their C-suite and they make decisions and say, yeah, here in Nigeria, they should be doing it like this, whereas we don't even have the resources. We haven't even eaten, talk less of resources.
Ramona, in the video that you played, the second video, I think, the man, he said it there. He said, some of you think you know Nigeria. He was talking to his own countrymen.
Yes.
He said you go to Abuja, stay in Nikon Nuga for 3 hours.
Wow.
Then you come around and say, I know Nigeria, I've been to Nigeria. He said you don't know Nigeria.
And
you have no interaction with the people. When you keep interacting with these armed robbers, these criminal gangs, like Obasanjo, Mong, these people that steal our money, they have their association and they benefit themselves. If you keep interacting with them, you will never get the true picture of what is happening in Nigeria. You will never. Absolutely. And that's what we're saying. People, don't wait for anybody to speak for you. Power belongs to the people.
Yes.
You are the one that will stand up and use the key that has been provided before you to free yourself, because they never wanted anything good to come to you. They never wanted to build your hospitals. They never wanted to build your roads. They never wanted to give you water. They never wanted to give you light. Never, ever. It was not in their thought process to provide those things for you. Because if they provide those things for you, you will become rich and then you will begin to ask them questions. So they wanted to keep you in perpetual poverty, perpetual ignoramus state, so that you do not ever ask for what belongs to you. So do not, I repeat, do not look up to them for solution, because your solution will never come from people that are benefiting from your sorrows and your woes. Go ahead.
Absolutely. Sister, you know the interesting thing about this? There was a video that I was watching about the people of Jamaica. Do you know they implemented the same thing in Jamaica? They make sure they actually have a policy that they will never have like complete lights. They will never have complete road. They will never have a hospital. They will never have school. The same way they minimize things that can be done in Africa is the same way that they did even here in Jamaica, So this guy that went to their school, the guy went to school and did his research, and he came out and presented this information. So all this was intentional. They were intentional when they were doing this. It was never meant for us to be part of it. And then when they see that think about why they set up the embassies in our land. When they see you and interview you and they feel like you may be one of those that will rise up and ask questions, they will give you a visa and say, go and become a slave in our country. Boom, monkey, fly over there, you got clean our toilets. Ask for your mother to come and visit you because you have a baby. They will tell you to file green card and have your mother and your father come and live here. You said, no, 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 no. I just want them to stay with the baby for 3 months and go back. They said, no, no, no. They will refuse. I called my congressman. He said, oh, the new policy now is that you have to file green card for your parents. Whereas people from China, people from India, people from Jamaica, I mean, from Germany, people from even Jamaica, if they want to come, they will give them visa and send them back. But for us, intentional. Remember, they even started that visa, and we are all jumping visa lottery. Oh, I got visa lottery to leave my. Let me go and give testimony. When is tomorrow? Hey, Pastor, I'm coming to give testimony. I got visa lottery. My people, intentional removal of the people from their land.
Yes, forced migration. They will smoke you out of your land. They will use Boko Haram to smoke you out. They will use visa lottery to smoke you out. They will make everything uncomfortable and unbearable for you so that you're not able to get job. You're not able to create job. Even when you want to create job for your people, you will not create. You will not be, because they will frustrate you. They will sabotage you and then make your people miserable. And they start trekking through Mediterranean Sea, through Libya, through dungeons, through desert, everywhere, scattering. My people, check now. Is there any other group of people that are scattered all over the world like bees? What happened to our own land? Because they're interested in taking your land. It's all tied together. It's all tied together. They're not here for you. That's why they gave you slave masters as your leaders. Your leaders are not your leaders. That's why you can never choose your leaders. You will never have a credible election. Never ever. It's part of the system. You will never have the opportunity to elect your leaders. You will never. Those of you that are hallucinating for 2023, hallucinating for all sorts of election, you will never be allowed to select the people that will lead you. They will impose leaders on you. And those leaders will be members of their criminal gangs that will make sure that they continue to keep you in poverty, continue to make sure you suffer and suffer until you die. Samuna. Is it frozen? Hello? Hello? I don't know if people can hear me. So we're telling you this morning, how do we know if you can hear me? Because I can't hear Samuna. So we're telling you that you need to stand up and face what is before you. There is a solution. There is a key. There is a key. The key is here. We need to reset the system. We need to reset this system. We need to rebuild it. We'll start afresh so that we can have a country or countries that we can call our own. It is not okay for us to go through another roller coaster when you continue to drive without any solution, making efforts, going in circles all the days of your life. I just lost a cousin. What happened? They were at Ore Road and they had armed robbers. Of course, he must have had issue. He had issue with hypertension. Untreated. Where's healthcare? There's no healthcare to treat anyone. Hold on, please. Okay, viewers, sorry, we don't know what happened. The technology fell upon us. So we go back to Zoom to continue this program. Please hang on. We will win this battle. We don't care. Attack us, stop what we're doing. We will not stop. That's one thing we promise you. We will not stop, and our people will not stop, because our people are awake now and are about to take their freedom. Thank you very much. Please hang on. We're going to move again to Zoom. Thank you. All right, viewers, sorry, please hold on. I think someone is trying to change the laptop, because it's only her that they knocked off. We don't know what is going on. So we'll continue to talk. Let her get back on. And then, so as I was saying, power belongs to the people. Power belongs to the people. We thank God for the work that Nina's has done. And with this work that they have done, we can free ourselves effortlessly. We are not here for people that are doing election, that want to become president of Nigeria, when they don't even have plan on how to become president of Nigeria. What are you going to do? What other plan do you have? We're asking people like Professor Morgalu, what miracle do you want to do that good luck Ebele Jonathan could not perform? You witnessed what happened to him. You saw all the things that happened to him. You saw it. Now you want to become what? At the detriment of your people. You want to warm up to Obasanjo so that he will make you the president. How was the election the last time? What happened the last time? You tried. How many people voted for you? So that's the dream you want us. You want us to hang our destiny on your neither here nor there campaign. Samuna, you're welcome.
Whatever we're hitting them hard, they will go and tell
They come. I told them that we don't care. We are here.
The women of Africa are here to take over the land for their children.
Yep.
So no amount of your manipulation, no amount of your tummy off and tummy on and all this stuff will work. We are serious about our children. So sorry about that. I was talking all of a sudden, they cut me off, turned down my thing and all that. I have to log back in. But it's okay. We are not relenting. There is work to be done. All right. Sister, we continue. Let me find my screen and finish the
okay, through the presentation. Yes, I was actually, yeah. Okay. So as we're saying, we are talking to the political class, the politicians. More or less just a representation of them.
Yes.
It's not him alone. We're not calling him alone, because that's how they reason. The way they think, the way Morgalo thinks, even when he calls himself a professor. That's the way that political class, that's how they think.
They are out of touch, Sister. They are out of touch.
They're out of touch. They're not in tune with what their people are going through. They come with a high politic idea, like, oh, I do this, I do this, I do this, because I'm a professor of mathematics. I solve mathematics. And then Nigeria will work. When you are not aware, and some of them are aware of the problem, because if you listen to Morale, you will know that he knew what Ninas is doing. He knew that 1999 Constitution is a problem. He knew that we needed to do regional, that anything we're going to do, we're going to go back to the regions. He knew all that. He knew all that. He had all that information. Then he would turn around and say, vote for me so that I can do it. Really? Professor?
And that's something we would like to teach our people about, because, for so many years, they deceived us with their degrees. I am Dr. this, I am a Professor this, I am a Makwonyan with this, I am a advocate this. And when you look at their reasons, you can see they can't even manage. Some of them, their wife has already kept them out of the house. Again, we keep using family as an emphasis. They cannot manage your wife and 2 kids. But you will see them running around. If you interview Mohalo's wife now, you find that she has been in bondage. Yeah, she may be going to Dubai to buy her clothes and all that stuff. But half of the time, the man is not home. He's in a hotel room with 16-year-old because they want the country to stay the same way so they can continue to molest our children. We know what they are doing.
It's sad.
Our prayer is that people will begin to understand that these people, this political elite, will never speak for you. They will never mean well for you. They will never look out for you. Because at the end of the day, it's all about Ogen Kemeruola, I need to collect.
Yes.
How do you say Ogen Kemeruola? It is my time.
Yes, it's my time.
It's my time. I need to collect.
Sister Muna, this thing does not make sense. Like this model of a person now. He's from Nnewi. Nnewi children and boys are running up and down, looking for how, these are very industrious people, looking for how to walk to the Mediterranean Sea, all over the world, looking for how to get greener pastures. Then he is having dream of how he will help the Almajiris and Boko Haram in Sokoto, in Katsina. How he will do this and remove poverty in Sokoto. Have you removed the poverty at Nnewi?
What about his father's village? You're talking about the whole.
Exactly. He's a chief. He said he's chief of Nnewi. Now you're a chief. You are doing your chieftaincy in America. What does chief mean? Chief means that you are ruling your people. There's a reason why you're a chief. And you're supposed to be chiefing it in your land. But no, you're on exile in US with your children. You can't even afford to bring your children home because you are afraid of what will happen to them. Yet, you want to lead my people. You want to speak to my people. You think you know it all. When my people are saying, this is where the pain is. This is what is hurting us. No, you don't need to listen to them. You want to help out a Fulani man in Karanabuda. You help Fulani man in Sokoto. What if you have your own nation and you become the president of that nation? No, because they will micromanage you. You want to make your own money from that loose Nigeria that is useless and failed, where everybody is stealing and nobody is catching them, no accountability. That's what you want to be the head of.
Right.
You want to be the head of a failed state, not a new nation that you can nurture and bring into like limelight and the world will marvel. No, you want to stay where there's mess so that you will marinate in the mess and then get your own cuts and become the ezego of your village. And all your villagers will come around you as almajiris to ask for bread and rice at the end of December. And you bring engine oil and give them.
My dear, this failure that we're talking about is everywhere. If you recall the people of the so-called World Igbo Congress that was started here in America, this group encompasses of so-called professors and educated elite and professor emeritus. My dear, the Almajiri in the forest is better than them. They will follow someone without doing any investigation because they want to belong with the trending names.
Yes.
They want to hang with it. They don't care about their people. They will go to Aso Rock. I remember that I've told this story several times. They will go to Aso Rock and look at the cabins in the ceilings for hours. That when they come back to Houston and to give us reports, the man wanted to spend 30 minutes describing what was in Aso Rock. I said, over my dead body, I'm getting out of this meeting.
And the others were there listening to the foolish man.
Yeah, they were like,
none of them said, one day, is this one?
Picture? He said, my picture. Can I see the picture? My dear, our people are gone. The point that we're trying to make is that do not wait for anyone to speak for you. Wherever that you find yourself, even if you don't speak English, English is not a measurement of IQ. It's just a mere language. Yes. And we keep emphasizing. That's why people in China will speak Mandarin, and they're developing their country. That's why people in Italy will speak Palomo, and they're still building. That's why people in India will speak their language, and they're still progressing. Do not let any freaking professor intimidate you with their education.
English.
Do not let them intimidate you with their English. I'm not saying that school is not good, but you need to engage them. Don't limit yourself and say, oh, I cannot explain. No. Common sense sound that our forefathers have passed on to us. You can use it to ask them questions and elicit.
Exactly.
Because you're a neurosurgeon doesn't mean you know how to do mechanic. At the same time, you don't want mechanic doing neurosurgery.
Stay on your lane.
Go ahead.
Stay on your lane. But you must apply critical reasoning. You cannot deceive us anymore. You will not come and tell us fabu, what we call fabu in Nigeria, fabricated story. Things that are disjointed. Ikorobago, Ikorobada, you go up, you go down, and the people are saying, what's the meaning? You use high phonetic language and confuse them. Speak what the people will understand. And then they ask you question, you will explain it. If you cannot make a meaningful thing, like let's say security, it's normal for anybody that is thinking well to know that we need to solve the issue of security before we start going for election.
No,
it's if my people said it in the language. Now that if your land is in danger, you are not there looking for who to vote for. It's safety first. Whether you're speaking Igbo, you're speaking Hausa, you're speaking Yoruba, you're speaking English, it's safety first. But anybody that is coming to tell you that you should leave this issue of safety that is on ground and start voting for him, that person is a criminal.
Born criminal.
Say that person that doctors don't choose, say that person is a criminal. You are a criminal. I don't care whether you answer professor, doctor, engineer, whatever you answer, you are a criminal. Look at our people at Aguleri demonstrating, the women, saying that Obiano there is taking all their land in the name of building international airports. Because that's what they will do. They will tell you they want to build international airport. Actually, they want to bring land for the Fulanis.
Yep.
Because it's not, nobody is supervising what they're doing. So they will make the indigenes to give up their lands in the anticipation that airport is coming to them. Meanwhile, there's no airport that will come. Even if it comes, it will be a mushroom, one small checkered thing that you ask yourself, is this why you took my land? But at that point, you can't ask them anymore because they have given all the land to the Fulanis. So they are agents of Fulanis, all of them.
All of them.
Without
to them as internal colonizers.
Yes. They are agents of Fulanis, all of them. No exception. No exception. Anybody that you are saying that Fulanis are taking your land and you say vote for me, that person is a criminal already. He's already working for the Fulanis. Go ahead with presentations.
My dear, we are about to finish. This is the last one. So during the terms of Obasanjo, we saw overwhelming poverty and unemployment, which is still ongoing. He implemented policies designed by international financial organizations, outside international financial organizations, and donor agencies that does not support development. That's what he implemented. That does not support development. He encouraged the development of underdevelopment. That's what he did. He encouraged development of underdevelopment and promote capital flight to serve the colonial purposes. Bottom line is that Obasanjo government lacked a cohesive, coherent, articulate, people-oriented and comprehensive economic policy. That means Obasanjo actually helped to catapult us into deeper slavery that we found ourselves when he showed up. So we are not criminals like other people that steal information. This was done by our brother in UK, Ayobulu. So Ayobulu, we thank you so much for this information. This is wonderful. This is what we want people to use their degree to do, to critically analyze what's going on at home. A press report for people to understand what's going on, for you to lie to your brother and say, Obasanjo is a nice man. Obasanjo did this for me because he can taking your share and you want our people to remain in bondage. We're saying, no, not again, my brother. You don't get to do all of that.
And Samuna, do you know another thing that is immoral of a person said? He said that Boko Haram is a non-issue.
Of course, he's in America. It's a non-issue to him now. Yeah. He's not in here.
The fourth most dangerous global terrorist group is a non-issue.
Out of touch.
Are you kidding me? He said that people that say they don't want English, Western education, what is that to me? He does not even understand the link. Very selfish and greedy people. He does not even understand the link. He said, I will protect the borders when you vote for me. Really? How do you want to protect the borders when Boko Haram has infiltrated the military that you want to use? Are you not
so out of touch, my sister? So
out of touch. Are you not saying that all the systems of governance in Nigeria have been taken over by Fulanis? How do you intend to do it? What magic do you want to do? Who will even give you that power? Will Fulanis not give you the power? What is your, how do you, it's crazy. People will not just think. They want us to hang our life and destiny on their bloody ambition. You want what you want, whether we are dying or not, it's not your business. You can speak English. You are an exile in US. You don't know what your people are going through. Because if you're not an exile, you should be back home with your whole family. All your children and wife should be at Nnewi. If we develop our nation, Nnewi should be a big city that you will be living there if you want. But no, you'll be on exile in US and tell my people I want to come and lead you. Meanwhile, our brothers are dying, running away because Boko Haram is at Nnewi, chasing them in the name of military, looking for how to kill them. So you know the solution. Ninas is already here with solution. You know what they're doing. You know what you are doing, that if we can follow what Ninas have put on the table, we will be able to gather our children, our daughters and sons, scattered all over the world. We'll be able to bring them back home and give them a befitting home. But you say, no, we have to wait for you till 2023, that you are not even sure. How can you call that a professor? We're showing our people, it's a picture already.
Yes.
So these pictures, our people, this is a picture, like, picture tells it all. When people talk and you just keep quiet, sometimes LNC, Nina, you just keep quiet and not talk to people because you know what you mean. But today we feel like it's okay for us to show you some of these pictures. We have them already in our wall for you to see what was done for you. These victims of Boko Haram were taken to the White House. We are taken to Washington, to the people, because sometimes when we talk here, people say, how are we going to bring the international community? The international community that are more aware than you. The international community is waiting for you.
Yeah, why you're busy following a supreme leader?
Yes.
They understand the underlying issue. Their problem is not supreme. Their problem is to save the lives of our people.
Exactly. And not just even the lives of our people, their own life, because they understand that this is a global issue. Terrorism is an international issue. It's not a local issue. It's just like some diseases that you have in your hospital. They say if you have so thing, you have to report it to a bigger organization because you can't micromanage it. So is terrorism. Terrorism is not what you sit down and say, I want to micromanage.
Yep.
It's something that, because they know that if you allow that thing to cook, after cooking, it will explode and affect them. They know that their own nation is at stake. So you can see what is happening. You can see the pictures, conferences, meetings have taken place. Our people have been represented and decisions have been made at high places. We told you people here that we have 3 phases of alliance. The intra-regional alliance, where our people, we are gathered together, like in Lower Niger area, where we know we have a lot of nations. In Lower Niger alone, we have up to 6 nations, 6 nationalities in our Lower Niger area. Because of those that are saying diversity, Nigeria diversity. The diversity we have in Lower Niger is more than the diversity that is any place. We are already diverse enough in our Lower Niger region. We are very diverse. If you go to Middle Belt, they are also very diverse. So those that are using diversity to hold us in Nigeria, can you stop? Can you stop? Diversity does not mean that you come together with somebody that you don't have the same common, that you don't have the value system that is the same. That's not diversity. That's not what you're supposed to do. Diversity does not mean that you bring black and call it white and call white black. That's not diversity. So we have intra-regional alliance. Then we have inter-regional, where Middle Belt, Yorubas, all of us, we came together and formed the alliance. Then we have the international imperative. I said it last week, where we had to bring in those at international level, the stakeholders. Some of them have resources in our land. Some of them have investment in our land. So they are all part of what is going on already. These things have been wrapped together. The international community has said, who are we going to meet? They are already aware. They are more aware. You can see the videos that we showed you. These things are coming from them, telling you that they know more than you do. So when you keep lying, you present yourself as a dishonest person. Please stop putting up to shame all you professors, doctors, and whatever you call yourselves. Because when you are lying, Osibanjo, that's why they had to declare him the lying vice president. Because they have people, or they have surveillance, they have diplomats, they have people giving them information 24 hours. Then you go there and tell them, no, nothing is happening. It's farmer clashing with headman. Oh, nothing is happening. You are lying. And they are not going to allow and tolerate your life for too long. That's what we're talking to our people. So that you will be part of what is going on. We don't want to keep listening to people that do not know what we're going through. I remember that moral of a guy. He said Obasanjo canceled debt. I said, no, it wasn't Obasanjo that canceled debt. It was our sister Okonjo-Iweala that used her connection to cancel the debt. And when she finished canceling the debt, what did Obasanjo do? Obasanjo ran her off. It was good luck that now brought her back, because they don't want anything good for our people. It's about their selfish interest. Whatever they do is what they will still, like all the money you saw Buhari returning. Oh, we are returning Abacha's money. Where is the money that is being returned? What is he doing with it? He's sharing it, his girlfriends and his children and his daughters. It's for their personal use. It's not for you, my people. It is not for you. And that's why we're saying it is time for us to move forward. It's time to reset Nigeria. It's time to rebuild that system. It's a system change we need. We're not changing driver anymore. Professor Magale, we don't need you to drive a failed vehicle, a vehicle without engine. There's no miracle you will do that will make the vehicle to move, because there's no engine. Engine corner is a knocked engine vehicle.
You're not going anywhere. You'll be running in circles.
Exactly.
You wouldn't even run in circles. You'll be in one spot. How about that? How about that? All right. So one of the things that we wanted to start doing starting this weekend, is to bring one of our brothers from the land of the rising sun to give us a first-hand witness. Because a lot of people get confused. I speak to a lot of people in diaspora; they're still not getting it, because when they go home, they hire security, they go to their villages, they show off their little dollar and pounds, and then they come back. They don't know what our people go through on a daily basis. What is traumatizing. So the idea is to bring someone on ground, because we don't want to sit in our houses in America and give you guys all the nitty-gritty of what's going on. It's actually more in depth than that. So our goal is to bring one of our brothers today, or sisters for that matter, for us to tell us the most outrageous things that happened this week back home, on the ground, whether it's during the time you're in Keke and Pepe. Because a brother called me last week and he was in tears. He said, "You see how these people are handling our mothers and our sons. They will be beating people for no reason at all. They will just be beating people." And the emphasis on this is that to let people know we cannot continue to waste time. We cannot continue to be complacent. We cannot continue to say, anyway, but you'll be doing it there. Because people are going through it. They are going through it. And I keep saying that God did not send us to diaspora to come and enjoy ourselves. Maybe some part of that. But I think ultimately he sent us here so that at a time like this, when our people have been captured, that we will come out and rise up for our people. That's why he did this. So don't use your Americanized citizen or your British citizen or your Canadian citizen or whatever citizenship that you may find yourself and think it's for you and your family to be living large. No, it's not. It's not. It's okay if you can live large and help your brother. I'm not talking about your immediate family, because a lot of us will give money to our immediate family and call ourselves philanthropists.
Philanthropist. I give money to my sister. I'm a philanthropist.
So that's not what we're talking about. Invest resources, invest time, invest energy in what we are doing, because it's for the overall good. We Africans should start thinking for the overall good, not like, oh, okay, let me take care of my family, we are good, and your kind of like being nice to the people around you and giving them rice and engine oil.
My
That's
dear,
what we're talking about.
that's how we were before. We are communal people, and we're still like that. Is this colonial issue that destroyed us? Because they came and brought some strange words. Like in our language before, when you say one name is my literal meaning is my mother's child. But that name, that you can call your cousin that, you can call your uncle, your anybody near you from your village and your clan is one negi. And that's what confuses them. When you say, oh, it's my sister, they'll say, huh? Is it your mother that gave birth to her? They will not understand it. So they took away our culture. And that's why we are going back. When we talk of restoration, because sometimes we take restoration, we are not saying restoring you to whatever name in your brain. That's not what we're saying. It's identity restoration that we are talking about. To who you are and who you were originally, your ancestors. So when we talk about nationalities, forming alliance in Ninas, the Igbos, you are an ethnic nationality. Ibibio, Urobo, Yoruba, because UN has a directory with all the ethnic nationalities registered already there with their maps and everything. So when you come from that root, because that is what 2007 Indigenous People's Rights is all about. It's about the indigenous person. You cannot be an indigenous Igbo person if you're calling yourself Biafra. Biafra is not indigenous to your land as an Igbo person. Biafra is just like Nigeria. When some people gathered, you answer this name. So that's why we're telling our people, be careful about names. But that does not mean that when we have our charter of relationship in that whole area, we will decide as a people, all the people involved, all the ethnic nationalities there, what to answer. It will be a collective decision. Then we say this is what we want to be known as. This nation that we are forming, this is what we want to be called. That's democracy. That is how it is done. You have to count one before you count two. You don't count your egg before you hatch them. You have to hatch your egg, then you start counting 1, 2, 3. Please, let's explain to our people so that they will understand. Are they there? Is somebody online yet?
Yes, yes. So our first-hand witness is here to give us some information for today, okay? All right. Daniel, please go ahead.
Okay, good evening, everyone watching this very program this evening. I greet each and every one of us here from Akwa Ibom. I am with our brothers here, and some of them will give an account of what is going on in Akwa Ibom, an eyewitness report of what is happening on ground, and to call our people to do the needful this very evening. I want to thank those who have given us the opportunity, Daughters of Truth, to join in this program this evening. I want to talk about the issues of the political issues going on in Akwa Ibom, because there is no way we'll talk about social awareness without looking at the political situation here in Akwa Ibom. We are in a civil service-based economy, and in this civil service-based economy, we have everything has been so politicized to the extent that people no longer think about social survival. People no longer think about how to advance the progress of their society, the progress of their environment, or rather, it is how to benefit from the political kick that is being shared at the end of the day. Young people are now engrossed so much in politics that at the end of the day, we don't have voice of truth. We don't have voice of that stands with the people. Whenever you come out to speak, they are always asking of which political divide do you belong? Is it of the PDP or of the APC? So this is the problem we are having today. So we are calling on our youth that there is every need for them to do the needful, to think about tomorrow and not just what their pocket can eat today. To think about tomorrow and not just what they will be able to feed in the coming days. To think about tomorrow, to make sure that at the end of the day, things are better for their unborn children. That is why we are doing all we are doing today to emancipate our people. And before I continue further, brother here will also want to speak with everyone that is watching this video.
Good evening to everyone of us here watching this program. I want to say good evening to us all here from River Rimi. Beautiful program. I'm Comrade Seth, calling right from Akwa Ibom, and I'm giving an eyewitness update on the affairs of things here in Akwa Ibom State. I first and foremost want to stress on the issue of opportunities for the youth. Yes. So, youth here in Akwa Ibom State over time has found themselves to be at the receiving end of every political issues, every political phenomena. And by that, I mean that those at the helm of affairs have decided anonymously to sit down and take on every available resources, embezzling funds. I'm not just talking about it. The youth in Akwa Ibom State, I must say, have been exploited in the sense that you can find that there are so many jobless youth. The rate of no employment, of lack of employment in Akwa Ibom State, urgent, it calls for urgent attention, because here in Akwa Ibom State, you find that all the youths are so much involved in politics. The youths are being carried along, but you find out that from the information, from the knowledge being imparted to them about politics, it's something else, and it's a cause for alarm. Because they now forget the basic understanding that sovereignty lies with the people. Yes. Sovereignty lies with the people, not with the government. We decide who sits at the helm of affairs. And because they fail to recognize that simple fact, it has come to be a cancer, I must say, that eaten into the fabric of Akwa Ibom State youths. It's high time we begin to revamp our understanding about politics and come to understand that sovereignty lies with us. We have to take the bull by the horn. If we can't sit and cross our hands and watch those at the helm of affairs, they embezzle funds and do what they want to do with. And that is supposed to be. Thank you very much.
Well, it is very alarming. It is very, very appalling that. Introduce yourself. Okay, my name is Ndifreke Moses. I'm calling from Itinan local government in Akwa Ibom State. It is very, very alarming and very, very annoying to know or to see that the youths have no say. The youths cannot really express themselves owing to the fact that some unnecessary cabals in the country have taken over and we do not know what to do. Now, as it stands, in Akwa Ibom State, the youths are totally annoyed. Reason is because we cannot express ourselves. And this is owing to the fact that the kind of constitution that we operate doesn't really give us room and enough access to our basic rights. You find a situation whereby the rights of the youths are being trampled upon. A situation whereby the youth cannot have effective say without being afraid. It is very, very alarming, and there is need for something to be done urgently, because it will get to a stage where the youth may go crazy. It will get to a stage where things will go haywire. So we are calling and demanding that the youth of Akwa Ibom State should be given a voice, both at in all levels, both the national level, the state level, the local level. We are clamoring for a change. Enough is enough to the stigmatization of the youth. We are totally far behind, unlike other countries where you see that their youth have a say. But in Nigeria, especially in Akwa Ibom State, we do not have a say. So I am earnestly calling that the youth of Akwa Ibom State should be given a chance to express themselves without being afraid of being arrested or being afraid of being harmed. Thank you very much.
Yes.
Thank you. Go ahead.
What we are passing through as young people here in Akwa Ibom. We are young people that have a voice. We are young people that have responsibility. We have visions and dreams. But it is subject to your political alignment. You are ready to pay allegiance to. If you are not ready to, or someone like me, not ready to work with the PDP, not ready to work with the government of the day, not ready to support them in their mediocre mindset and wickedness in extorting from the people, then I will not be given such opportunity. To vent their anger. The alternative that we are left with is either you support them or you sit behind the fence. But we thank God for opportunities like this. The world has that it is not because we don't want to speak out, but who care to listen? Who are those that want to listen to us? What are the options on the table for us? And what are the way to advance our cause as a people? We in Akwa Ibom, we know the wrongs of the Constitution. We know how we have been shortchanged as a people. But what do we do? So we have been in a strange land, a strange system, governed by a strange constitution. Our cultural heritage had been bastardized and had been stolen away from us. But what do? It is either we rise up now as a people to fight, rise up now to challenge the status quo, or we will remain as victims. I will end up by saying this to my people. We should not continue to cry victimization, because the oppressors, the promoters of the 1999 constitutions are doing this to their own gain. What do? For we to rise up from the state of victimhood to competitor is for we to challenge the status quo. We are calling on every Akwa Ibomite, especially the young ones, or this revolution that is taking place right now, the constitutional revolution that is taking place right now, to participate fully, so that at the end of the day, we'll be able to have a say. Our contributions would be counted. Because the oppressor has his agenda, and it is to oppress us. It is we, the victims, that will continue crying of victimization because we have no agenda. The moment we have an agenda, then we will rise to the clarion call, being a competitor at the end of the day. What have we decided in our hearts to do? Remember the story in the Holy Book where the people decided to build a tower that will get to heaven. They have not yet built it, but God saw. The Bible said, and God said that if these people, God saw that these things is already done, this tower is already built. This is an idea that was conceived unanimously in the hearts of this man. So wherever we conceive in our hearts, we will be able to achieve it. Just like the idea of constitutional force majeure has been conceived, it will come out unanimously. So with Akwa Ibom, unanimously in Apan Posi ire Ajirinam. Eya Ibo Koku tu fina Jiribahami. But am I Nuiba Kite Jiribari Wuni of the day? Because we and it be pack ufunomi. So ya Irakira is support Mposi Lower Niger Congress and Amami, so that not only Adriboko Kufun and so thank you very much.
Thank you, my brother. Thank you.
Thank you. Can I say something?
Yes.
You see, our people, our language is our identity. When somebody says, I am an Igbo woman, the way you will confirm it is the way I speak Igbo. You will know whether I learned it or I'm really an Igbo woman. So we are not joking with our identity. We are restoring our land and our people. Can you hear the young ones talking about constitutional revolution? People like Professor Moralu from our region. Is he hearing what our people from Akwa Ibom are saying? But he is more concerned about Almajiris in Sokoto and Katsina. What do you call that? Misplaced priority.
So much.
And that's what they run in their homes. Because like what we talk about family is that family, then you talk about community, and then the nation. If you cannot manage your family, if in your family you have misplaced priority, you will reproduce that outside in the nation. And we're saying no. Because even in the Bible, before you can be a bishop in church, you must have managed your family. That's a sign. And Jesus said it should start from your Jerusalem. So our politicians, we are telling you, 2021, start from your own Jerusalem. Stop worrying yourself about what how to give Almajiris. Let the dead bury the dead. Let those that created Almajiri in Northeast and North-South go and take care of them over there. You take care of the Almajiris that they have created in your own neighborhood. At Nnewi, at Akwa Ibom, in our land, we have children that are very intelligent, ready to take the world, but they are not presented with the opportunity because you politicians are playing with the destiny of our children. And we are saying never again. You political elite, we are saying never again because our children are rising. We are not only here talking, we have foot soldiers on ground. We will stop you.
Amen.
We will stop you. You will not take us again to another election under the 1999 Constitution. You will not do that. We will not allow you to do it. We will solve our sovereignty problem and then we start election. We will count one and count two. Samona, please go ahead.
All right, my sister. So I'm just going to play the new jingle. We are almost done. If you have any questions, concerns, if what we have discussed today, what we discussed today, if you're still confused, you get an opportunity to call in and ask a question. So let me just play this song real quick.
Way to go. I love my fatherland. Oh yeah, I want to know. Yes, I want to know which way Nigeria is heading. Constitutional force majeure. Make I talk am again. Constitutional force majeure. Oh yeah, here am again. Constitutional force majeure. That's not the new reigning motto where they don't come out for the Nigeria Indigenous Nationalities Alliance for Self-Determination. NINAS. Constitutional force majeure. Now waiting we go take forward march to freedom all the ethnic nationality them where they don't throw away inside cage for this dungeon where they call Nigeria. If you never know us before, now we be the people of Middle Belt and South. We don't join hand together to formulate the Nigeria Indigenous Nationalities Alliance for Self-Determination. NINAS. Listen to this one. On 16 December 2020, now we don't declare a constitutional force majeure on the fraudulent Nigeria Lai 1999 Constitution. Now the Yeye Fulani ethnic minority carry this sufferness throw away for the head of the people who get the land in the first place since 1999. As they don't condemn that 1999 Wayo Constitution, NINAS don't direct the Nigeria government to gather a national roundtable meeting. Look for talk the kind style where we go take sit down for inside our region on top country where we dey sleep for only one eye. This now waiting that big grammar constitutional force majeure go do suffering and smiling. It don't do. Nigeria people don't suffer rich. Waiting we never see. Nigerian people don't chop fear from out. All the land of the south and middle belt don't turn to river of blood. Waiting.
All because of this evil Nigeria 1999 lie constitution. I beg, true to God, they don't push us reach the wall. Nowhere to go again. Enough is enough. So therefore, everybody, make una come. Make we join hand now with Ninas. Make we for support the constitutional force majeure to free ourselves from the Fulani British captivity so that we go forward march into a free nation where your security and development is guaranteed.
Oh yeah, I want to know. Yes, I want to know which way Nigeria.
All right. So if you're still confused, you can leave your comments and we'll try to address it. We are going into a meeting, another meeting. All this in the name of trying to make sure that our people are fully educated about what we are doing. So please, we hate to rush out of the show, but we want to thank you so much. We hope that we have met your, we have delivered some message today, that you understood what we're trying to do and where we're going. You know, we have to push this. We have to push this information. We have to share. And we're not sharing because we want it done. God has blessed us. We are good. We just want this information to go out to our people. And God is doing a marvelous thing. A brother told us, one of our foot soldiers, how he was going to share the pamphlet. He did not know that one of the police officers, head big police officers, has gotten the flyer. And the man won't let him talk. So he said he had to pack his stuff and leave because the man took over and started prophesying what the constitutional force majeure is and the 5 demands and what people need to do. He said he packed his stuff and started going for another location.
The job is done.
So he couldn't get over himself. He's like, oh yes, they're getting it. So people are getting the information, but until you sign up, even for those of us in diaspora, you can sign up your parents back home. You have their information. You can sign up your sisters, your brothers, because a lot of them are too hungry to key into what we are doing. It's us that is here. As long as you have their valid information, sign up for them. Sign up for them. Let them know that you're signing up for them and put their name there. So don't wait to think, oh, let me send my nephew the link and this and this. You may be able to sign up for your nephews. Talk to them and see if that's something that they want us to do, want you to do. Because of limited data, they may not want to start scrolling here and scrolling there. But we have all their information. So those of us in diaspora can immediately even sign up 100 of our cousins, the ones that will be sending money to. Because the sooner we can get this thing done, the sooner the cousins and the nieces and the nephews can get a job and get off our pockets. So thank you guys so much for joining us. We'll be here next week. And, actually, should I share that information for them to join that meeting as well? I don't know if you guys want to join.
Yes.
We'll put it on our page, our Facebook page,
Yes.
page, for you guys to join the meeting. This is a very good meeting from, is it the group of ICANN?
Yes, they need it. It's titled Resetting Nigeria to Sanity. You need to be part of that meeting. Our brother, Pastor Tony, will also be speaking. Although the restructuring people will be there talking their own, but when we finish, we'll shoot them down with our own because we know that we have a superior argument. We want our people to have a voice. So please, we're going to post it. And it started at 5 p.m. Nigerian time.
Yeah, we are not afraid of debate. Bring it on. This is what we want. We're not afraid of debate. We've done our homework and we'll take you down because you're not going anywhere with the failed state called Nigeria.
No.
Giving you guys 60 years. We're giving your internal and external colonizer 100 years of business, what is it called? Business enterprise in our land. And they haven't done anything for us. So this is our time, people. We are the constituents. Let's go out there and fight this war because you can see our brother Daniel and the rest of them, they are not doing too well. And we need to come to their rescue. So we cannot wait till we see you guys next week. Thank you guys so much. Much love.
Bye.